Well, I guess I ran out of storage space because that's what StreamYard just told me. Okay. If you listen carefully now, you will hear. Okay. Might as well be the last. All right. So, yes. Um, don't ask me why. All right. Okay. So, we have this new moon, Scorpio with the partial solar eclipse. And baby, the growth is growthing. And to be honest, I'm really okay with it. I mean, I'm generally okay. Greetings. Thank you so much. Um, you know, I'm really okay with it because I told myself, I'm just going to turn the volume down a little bit because I told myself the other day that no matter what gets thrown at me, I'm just gonna keep going because I already know at times like this, we're going to be challenged. So it's like, okay, you said this. Are you going to be able to stand on it or whatever like that? So it's very much an intense time, but I feel like it's very important for us to be acknowledging the places where the need for growth is being highlighted. Because if you're not doing what you are supposed to be doing, then of course it's going to be illuminated like, hey, this is where you need to work. So, like, just personally, there are a lot of ways in which I could see myself like operating from, and I wouldn't say they're like just like inherently toxic traits from my family because, I've cleared most of that out. But it's like little stuff like keeping stuff too long or like, just I guess hoarding in general. Because I mean, I have some grandparents who I'm not going to say no names, but they were, well, one of them at least was a hoarder. So, you know, we kind of have some of that same, I got to keep this, I got to keep this mentality. And I love being a historian. I keep all the pictures, I take pictures and share them with my family. And I'm like, oh, do you remember this? Did you see this? Oh, memory lane, blah, 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 which is fine. But like, okay, I put this jacket on purpose. I gave it to my daughter, right? But she's never worn it. And also, I think it is too small for her now. But this is my jacket from, I think I was probably like 5 or 6. It is a 6X. That is like teeny tiny little girl size, right? Why the hell do I still have this? And not only why do I still have it, why do I still feel like it's mine? So even when I gave it to my daughter, I was like, don't mess my jacket up. That's not the correct mentality. Like, if I'm going to be an adult woman at 38, do I really need to be that attached to a piece of clothing that I wore at 6? And I feel like, and I talked about this probably in the Cosmic Beach last year when I was wearing it one time for y'all. And actually, that might have been 2 years ago. But I feel like I said that it was like my armor. Like, I needed it because, I was very sensitive and I was feeling like people had picked on me. And, when I wore my jacket, it was like, I'm safe. I'm protected. You can't fuck with me. But I don't need it anymore. So that's kind of how I want everybody to really be looking at the things that are coming up for them right now, because this is going to be a dredging, honey. And if you don't know what dredging is, it's like, let's say somebody was going to dredge the bottom of a pool or a body of water to bring up like gunk stuff. So it's going to do that. That's what Scorpio does. That's what Pluto does. And I think it is Sun, Venus, and there might be another planet over there. I didn't even really check the chart. I did earlier this week. Sun, Moon, Venus. And I guess, yeah, Sun, Moon, Venus are all in a square with Pluto. But then also Mercury, who is a little bit behind those planets, is also squaring to Pluto. So Pluto is in play here. Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, is about bringing what is hidden in the dark to light. So you're not going to be able to run away from your truth right now. It is going to be in your face. And if you don't know how to assess the messages that are coming to you and you're not sure what to do with what you're feeling, then ask for help, because the last thing we want somebody to do is, I mean, and explosions are good. You know, I'm a rage awakening agent. I'm all about getting into that rage and doing something purposeful with it, right? But the last thing we want is for people to become overwhelmed with this energy and hurt themselves or somebody else because they're having to look at their truth, because it is going to be shown to you. So you will continue to have experiences that it's almost like blinking lights. And if you're like, man, I don't know what's going on, I'm tired of this, get out of my face, instead of, well, let me go over there and look and see what I'm being asked to see, it's not going to stop. Okay. So that's it. But let me see what I wrote here. I had the 10 of Swords for today, which is a death and rebirth card. You know, Pluto, Scorpio is about death and rebirth, regeneration, transformation, transmutation, alchemy. Okay, so I have, how can you gather yourself? Everything you wanted is on the other side of this growth. Don't hesitate to move in the new direction. Shifting is good. So like, just like I was talking about the jacket, I don't need to hold on to it anymore. And yeah, some little child can probably wear it, but for me, I think I might need to like burn this or something. You know what I mean? Like just symbolically to like let myself really evolve, because you know, I have all my pictures from when I was a little kid and when I was a baby, but I'm not a baby. I'm a grown woman. And while I am a big proponent for inner child work is not designed for you to remain in that space energetically, when it comes to like your emotions and how you communicate and relationships. Like you can't be 40 years old and still operate like you're 6 or 12 or however old you were when you were significantly traumatized, because you know that's really what holds you, is those traumas. So spending some time with the parts of yourself that are being affected by this energy is a really, really excellent exercise. But again, if you're not self-aware, or if you don't know how to recognize and acknowledge what's coming up and what it means, then you will just look over it and ignore it. And a big problem people have is sometimes your relationships are showing you where you need to work. So if you're having the same type of incident or issue with people over and over again, you're wondering why. There's probably something that you need to look at within yourself and heal it. Because it's, I know I've said this last week, but it's not always the other party. It's not always the other party. And usually in situations where it's consistent, it's you, because guess who is the common denominator? It's you. Okay. Because like I know one thing that has been coming up for me for a long time, and like this is not something that just started coming up, but just in business and like career relationships with men specifically, I would always struggle to get them to kind of like release control and like let me go be creative and like produce things without them like overseeing it like really crazy, like, right? Oh no, I feel like my hair is caught in the jacket. um but it was because of the way that I was showing up in it. You know, I wouldn't say I have daddy issues anymore, but I did have a significant issue when I was relating to men because, you know, my dad was like, I don't know, I wouldn't say he was just like mean, but he wasn't at all soft. And so I felt like I was always having to perform for his love and affection. So like I couldn't really get him to get excited about me or anything that I was doing unless I was like, you know, making a 100 on something or you know, just like different little shit like that. So when it came to my relationships with men, even in business, I would sort of wait for them to approve or give me the go ahead to do something. But like that was a problem that I had because my own masculine energy had been so suppressed because I mean, where was I going to use it? Where was I going to use it? So in that, I also became really, really fiery and aggressive. So for me, sometimes that is indicative of being overly um, feminine. I feel like hyper feminine, like super emotional and just like, you know, kind of like that instead of like being at the balance where you can have like a logical conversation that's like, hey, you know, I'm bringing this to you and blah, blah, blah. But that was all work I needed to work on, you know, and things I'm still healing through. And I'm excited that I have enough self awareness to acknowledge that the issue is not just them. I mean, yeah, some of them have a lot of control issues and need to really work on that. But part of the problem was me and how I was presenting myself and approaching situations. So that's what I'm talking about. Just getting to the point where you're like, well, if this is happening over and over again, what part am I playing in it? Which role am I playing? Because I can't just keep blaming everybody else. Because at some point, don't you run out of people to point at? You're gonna be standing by yourself. You know, like sometimes it's you. Yes, we are called to accountability. You know, like if you want to change something or if you want things to get better for you in any kind of way, you have to also become present. And I know the thing about it, like I was cleaning out my cupboard and there was a lot of stuff in there. And I was like, oh man, I don't want to keep going because it was just a lot of shit. And like, this is what I was talking about when I was coming to that hoarding realization. Cause I was like, why do I have y'all had 12 packages of spaghetti noodles? Why did I have so much spaghetti? But I was like, this is legitimate hoarding. Every time I went to the store, every time I was going to make spaghetti, I'm buying a brand new box of spaghetti, sticking it in the cupboard. Why? Okay. But I was talking to my friend and I was like, whew, I don't want to keep going. And something came to me and it was just like, this is why people don't do inner work because like you can hit the top layer. You can even get to the middle, but you know that the deeper that you go in there, the more shit you're going to find. And sometimes that is scary and overwhelming. But I'm also going to tell y'all that the deeper you go, the more things that you find, you also discover really beautiful gems and things that you never knew about yourself, too. So, like, it's not all bad, but you have to do that work so that you can heal. Because honestly, when you become lighter in your body, which means, like, not to say, oh, you give less fucks, but you're less triggered by the little things that pop up. Something's going to happen all the time. Last night, I was going to get something to eat, and the camera screen on the radio in my car went black. And like, I screamed and I was like, leave me alone. But I thought about it later and I was like, you know, I don't have to lose my shit over this. Because there are solutions. I can literally just go to the dealership and say, hey, can you see what's wrong with my radio? Period. And then, of course, this morning it's working fine. But it's those little things like that. Like stuff is going to continue to pop up on you. And you can't lose your shit and go to extremes over everything. You know, I was talking to somebody this morning about therapy and the trigger transmutation guide. And, you know, she was like, well, do you write down all those triggers and all the things that you find? And I'm like, sometimes, but no, I mean, when I find something, I just go to it then. Or if I do need to write it down, it's because I need to go back to it and write something, you know? So it's like, it's just your responsibility to kind of clear out your energetic body, because like other adults do not have to be responsible for you still behaving like a child. You know, like, and even looking at like my son, his dad, and, you know, he's wanting him to be one way and the other one is wanting him to be the other way. And I'm like, y'all are like the same age energetically. So you can't expect him to be like, yeah, I'm about to, you know, be really responsible and I'm about to be like a mature adult. Like, it's impossible, because when people are not doing that work, when they're not looking at themselves, they operate like the child that is still hurting. And the point is, we're grown. You can't take that angry kid with you to the next level. You can't. The baby can go with you. The baby can go with you, but not like that. Because what happens is when you don't acknowledge your pain and your suffering and your trauma, and you're still holding on to that PTSD, which a lot of us are, it's not like, okay, I'm carrying my baby. I'm taking my inner child and I'm caring for it here. It's like a wild animal clawing at your back, like, so when things happen and you're like, shit, it's because you're not doing your work to like soothe. It's not being soothed. It's still wild. That's the importance of the work. I hope I'm not just rambling, but it don't matter if I am. I'm probably saying something pretty good. Lose my shits, find it and trash it. I mean, I don't want to get on here and be like rage is bad, because I think rage is a really good thing. I think rage is an excellent energy to create from. But if you are not in control of your rage is in control of you. And that's when it becomes dangerous. So you have to get on top, you know, and you can't do that unless you look at it. As long as you keep your back turned to it, it's running you and it's going to claw at you because it wants to be seen and acknowledged. It wants to be seen and acknowledged. It's looking for the love. Love me. Whatever happened to you when you were a kid, you felt rejected or whatever, that energy is still there. And you're ignoring yourself the same way all of those people ignored you. Okay. I am calling in the support of my angels, ancestors, guides, ascended masters, my heavenly Father, my creator who lives in me. Hallelujah. I am at peace. I am at ease. I honor and see myself. I agree to find the path, stay the course, trust the process, and enjoy the journey. Amen, amen, amen. Okay, so Cassandra, I feel like you said Psalm 27 last time. Was that you? I think it was. So I had a moment last night too where I was feeling, you know, the radio was fucking up and I was like, oh, and then my daughter was like, I accidentally spilled water in your bed. And I was like, does anybody care about me? That was the first thing that came up. And I knew it was my little baby in there that was feeling all kinds of feelings, because as we lean into the new moon and the eclipse, there's going to be things that come up for purging, right? And I was like, man, she is really in there, like sad and just feeling a lot right now. And so I just laid down, and of course I cried, because I allow myself to cry. Like, I don't stop myself. Like somebody else was asking me, well, what do you do whenever you start to feel rage? Because I will always be like, I'm about to have a rage fit. So if I say I'm about to have a rage fit, I will then allow myself those feelings and those emotions. But like, you have to either cry, you can scream. There's nothing wrong with screaming. Just don't try not to scream at other people. You can scream, cry, you can write, you can go exercise, you could masturbate, you could do anything you need to do with your energy, right? But I allowed myself to cry, and I was like, I should read that Psalm 27, because I remember one time I was in my kitchen. My throat chakra is fucking up. One time I was in my kitchen and my dad said, you can always read Psalm 27. And I had forgotten about that until last night. And I heard that and I was like, well, let me go read it. And so when I was reading it, of course, it was making me cry more. And I was like, I will wait on the Lord. Oh my God, I was all in my feelings. But it was good because I didn't feel overwhelmed anymore. I was like, you're right. You're right. This is not my responsibility. It's not my responsibility, because sometimes I feel like people do send me bad energy and it hurts my feelings because I don't do that. Like, I literally am over here like, oh, let me light you a candle for love and support. Oh, let me just take my pictures and dance and sing my songs and enjoy things. And then I find out that somebody hates me and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, because I don't do that. So I was just feeling like all, I don't want to say under attack, but I definitely was feeling slightly abused. So I had to do what I needed to do to bring myself back. All right, let's see. What do we have for this new moon in Scorpio? I mean, I already know it's about death and rebirth, but I just want to see what cards come out. Nothing specific. I feel like I'm about to go eat lunch. I know that because I am hungry. I'm hungry. And so let me circle back to this hoarding thing. We just have too many clothes. Like, I've been saying that and saying that and saying that. But I'm not going to keep all this clothes. Like, I ended up with 4 baskets of laundry downstairs again. And I'm like, how the hell does this keep happening? And it's just that, like, Michaela and I together, between the two of us, we just have too many clothes. We just have too much. And I know, and this is really what, and I think I was about to miss this, so I'm glad it came back. My mom always buys clothes. She bought me a lot of clothes growing up. She buys my daughter a lot of clothes. And it's because she did not have a lot of clothes growing up. So now she just buys people clothes. She just want to make sure that everybody has a bunch of outfits. So you have like too much to wear, right? So I thought about that and I was like, why do we need to perpetuate that wound? We don't have to do that, especially knowing that it's okay for us not to have that much. Like, you only need 5 outfits per week. So it's okay to be recycling clothes. Like, we live in this weird ass fucking society that's like, oh, you can't wear the same stuff. Because I remember my son told me one time growing up that people were like, you wear the same stuff all the time. And I don't know if it was because I just couldn't buy him anything or because he just liked his particular plain t-shirts or whatever. But why is that a diss? Why is that a diss? You wear the same clothes. What if I want to wear the same outfit every day? What if that's my chosen uniform that I do? And let's be real. This society is crumbling, y'all. So if we move into a time where we do have to wear the same shit every day, y'all gonna talk about each other? Are y'all gonna talk about each other if we have to wear the same clothes every day? Like, go watch The Walking Dead. I don't know if one time in that show, while these people were walking around fighting zombies, if anybody said, bro, I'm so sick of looking at your same outfit. Like, come on, change that fucking mindset. We need to be living a more minimalistic lifestyle. You're not going to have as much money as you have right now. You're not going to be able to pack and carry as much clothes. You're not going to be able to keep all the shit that you keep. Imagine having to live in a community style space. Do you think you're going to be able to keep 300 outfits? Probably not. Switch it up. That feeling sucks, and I'm learning it's all part of the process of strengthening emotional intelligence. I'm sorry, I don't remember what I was saying when you said that, Cassandra. Be grateful for clothes, food, and shelter. Hell yeah. And stop worrying about how it looks. Like, I'm not going to say that it's a mirage, but we've been conditioned to believe that success is having certain things. So when somebody is actually successful, if they don't have the ear markers of success, you don't believe them, even though you have no idea what kind of life they're actually living. You just have decided, oh, this person doesn't have the right purse to be successful. Oh, this person doesn't have the right car for success. I could never believe that that person is successful. Meanwhile, the people who are showing you the ear markers are not actually living that life, and they're fucking off their money, and you're following them to do it because you think that's what success is. Sound like some crash dummy shit to me. Everybody get the clown paint out. I guess that's the energy of today. Excuse my Scorpio. Okay. My 6th house is in Scorpio. That's my day-to-day work, my routines, and my job, which is to talk shit to y'all. Aren't you lucky? Okay, we've got the 9 of Swords. It's giving pressure. I appreciate y'all for being here and viewing. I love whenever there are viewers. And I chose this thumbnail of the Phoenix because the Phoenix is associated with Scorpio energy, but this new moon is taking place at the very beginning of Scorpio. So it is definitely giving Scorpion energy. So really, my goal is to get you guys, like I was saying earlier, just thinking about, you know, like my jacket. What can you discard in order for you to rise? So if you want to get to the Phoenix point, what do you need to stop doing right now that's associated with your past that this energy is asking you to let go of in order for you to transform? For me, it is keeping too much clothes. Shit I had when I was 6 years old. Why do I have this? 12 boxes of spaghetti noodles. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Like I cleaned my car out yesterday too, and I was like, this don't make no sense. But again, I know where I came from, and I know the person that raised me, and I know the person and people who raised that person. So like, I really can't even be mad at that. I just don't have to keep doing it. It's no different than me stopping smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol at the rate that I was. Those are both things that I got from somebody who raised me that I don't have to keep anymore. You know what I mean? All right, then we got the King of Cups in reverse. I wouldn't say I'm afraid to see what's going to happen moving forward, but I definitely feel like these restrictions on finances, I mean, Pluto is going to be in Capricorn for, I think, another 2 years, and then Uranus in Taurus, which is what is restricting our resources, is also going to be there for quite some time. So y'all buckle up and settle in. Start looking at ways that you can use your money differently, and look at how you can also, the Magician, look at how you can also trade in other ways. Like, what else can you use, you know? And that's not to say we can continue to, you know, have our high ticket packages and things like that. It's just that the way people are spending money, just like I said, for us to be looking at ways to spend money differently. People are already spending money differently. They're being more conservative with their money. And I wouldn't necessarily say they're always making a good choice, because where do we see the money going? to entertainment, to going out, to traveling. They're like instant gratification. That's what people are looking for. What can I spend my money on right now to either make me more money right away or to make me feel better right away? So for those of us who are providing services, those are things that you need to be looking at when you're out here like, okay, well, how do I operate in this type of market? And it's very unfortunate because for the work that I do, especially when it comes to healing, that's not an overnight process. I cannot sell you anything that is going to fix yourself or your life or your situation overnight. Even if I write a book, which I guess is probably what I would have to do, but even if I wrote a book that gave you step-by-step instructions and it took you 2 weeks to read the book, it's going to take you about 2 years at least to really see a difference in yourself and your life, because you have to go through the process. And there are so many things that you have to overcome, so many hurdles that you have to step over. It's going to take you a while, because I can't tell you, hurry up and jump right now. If you're still afraid, you're still afraid. And only you can make yourself unafraid, if that makes sense. And in order for you to work with me one-on-one long enough for us to do it together, you're not going to want to spend the money on that. So it's either going to take you your own time or it's going to take my time. And that time costs money. Okay. So I don't know why I got on that ramble, but I guess that needs to be said. And the Page of Wands in reverse. Okay, so we're looking at overwhelm, blocked heart chakras, or trust issues, a misuse of magic or a misunderstanding of magic. And when I say magic, I just really mean your energy, and a reluctance to take action. So it's like, don't you realize that the only way to get out of that space of overwhelm or feeling overwhelmed is for you to then take some action? Like, that's the only way. You know, there are so many people who like, and I don't want to say people like to be suffering, but it's like, if you have a choice between feeling well and not feeling well, and the only thing that you've ever done is not feel well, feeling well is gonna seem difficult to you. And you know how I know? Because I've done it. So you can't be afraid of letting go of your shield, if that makes sense. Like, remember I said this was like my shield. You don't need it anymore. You don't need it anymore. And it's holding you back. It's too heavy. You need to let it go in order for you to move forward. Like, you know, y'all know I think of everything like a hero's journey, like a video game. But you've got to let it go in order for you to move forward, because it's weighing you down. And that's why you can't sleep at night, because all you're thinking about is, I'm so worried because I really want to leave the situation, or I really need to make a new choice right here. I really need help. But one, I don't know who to ask for help, and I don't trust anybody. And, you know, I got not to say like you can't do it yourself. Just like I said, you can do it alone. Whatever it is, you can do it by yourself. But there is so much power in collaboration and working together. And a lot of people have issues working with somebody else, or even, like I said, asking for help, because there's this weird desire to like always be the top person, or like the HBIC. But like, what's the value in that? And you might not get there if you don't find somebody to help you. You might not get there if you don't find somebody to help you. I see some people left. Must have hit a nerve. Well, I don't give a damn. You probably need to hear what I said, because I didn't stop myself from saying any of that. I just let myself say it because for some reason I was like, I don't feel like that makes sense, but I just said it. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. I mean, the magic is in love. No, not sexy hot girls. Come on. I need a mod. Cassandra, I'm going to have to figure out how to make you a moderator. And then we've got the 10 of Swords in reverse. Not sexy hot girls. We already got enough sexy hot girls here. I'm here. Get back. Okay, what else? So yeah, we got the 10 of Swords in reverse. The Reluctance and the Queen of Cups. Ooh, clarifying the King of Cups. That is a big deal. I like that. Okay, one more. I mean, I don't know. Are they like still watching? Whoever that is, you're annoying me. You're annoying me. Sex find, whoever you are. Queen of Wands. We can't misuse our power. That's why I said, and that's clarifying the Magician, which I said a misuse of power. Coming in on a Scorpio. I know. Oh, you're a Scorpio too, huh? Cassandra. I feel like you said that you were. Yeah, Scorpio is very much about sex. And I wouldn't say so much sensuality, but it's definitely about passion and sex. A lot of people feel shame for that. Like, your body is going to want to do the thing. And then the 3 of Wands in reverse. Listen, y'all. The bottom line is, if you want to be somebody different, or you want to move into a new space, because that's what everybody says. Oh man, I just want to change my life. I just want to do this. I just want to do that. I just want to achieve this goal. You're going to have to be somebody new. You're not going to be the old version of you. It's art. Indeed. You're not going to be the old version of yourself. You're going to be somebody new. But you can never become that person if you don't take the action. It's almost like watching your life take place and you're not in it. And then feeling sad and sorry for yourself from outside of the experience. Like, remember the Smooth Criminal video? I don't know why this is coming to me, but it's like those kids when they were looking in the window where they were watching the video take place inside of that pool hall or whatever. It's like you're watching yourself on autopilot instead of like joining, really being present in your body and actively taking part in your life. All of those prayers that you send up for what you want, who is going to produce that? You are the body. You are the physical body that will be used to make manifest what it is that you said that you desired. There are no other people who are going to come and produce for you what you desire. It is only you. And do you know what you have to do in order to be able to do that? You have to clear your heart space. Because if you have a blockage in your heart chakra, you will never take action. You will never take action because you will get the vision and you'll even express it and say, I want to be the principal of a little small school, whatever it is. But if you have blockages in your lower chakras, you will never move on it. I don't think I'm worthy of being here. I'm afraid of what this person is going to say. I don't think I'm good enough to do this. My creativity isn't as good as the next person. First of all, comparison is the thief of joy. So focus on your shit. But again, the only way to make manifest what it is that you say you desire is by you using your physical body to do the work. So, I mean, you got to start healing and you're going to have to be a new person. I'm sorry. I know y'all want to hold on to who you always were, but that's not it. Like when I sat in my garage, and I was telling somebody this other day, when I sat in my garage in 2018, 2019, and I saw myself doing all these things, I was excited and I started trying to do it. But like, I didn't have the tools yet because I hadn't gone through what I went through the last 3 years. I had a lot of things I had to do and a lot of transformation that had to take place. But you're not going to become who you're supposed to be to do the work or effectively take the action on the big dream if you don't start taking action on little things like self-awareness, making sure that, you know, when something happens that you're not projecting onto somebody else instead of saying, well, maybe it is me, you know, and misusing your power and your energy to hate others and to be jealous. That is so disgusting. I mean, it is a human thing, but y'all just don't realize how ugly that is. And it's so unnecessary. Like, you have a wide array of gifts. And if you're focused on what somebody else is doing, then you cannot be focused on yourself. I'm sorry. The golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. What the fuck I just fucking say? You have a wide array of gifts. Come through, spirit. Let's get another one. I feel like that's a commercial. Might not be, but no, it's a live album. Okay. Yeah, because I have to go print this thing. I have something exciting I'm going to announce this week. And I'm just really looking forward to doing it. I know I'm always starting something, but I'm actually going to finish my projects this year. Because I'm focused on me. Like, a lot of people derail me when they're like, I need help. I need help. Like, I'm over here half-ass helping you instead of finishing my work. I'm not going to keep doing that. Like, and that's my problem because I'm the one that's agreeing to it because I want to love everybody. Well, I need to be loving myself. Right now, it's a me season. It's a me season. That's not to say that I won't talk to y'all. But when it comes to producing something, like, you got to have your shit together if I'm going to be able to help you. Because otherwise, it just takes too much energy. Like, you have to be at a certain level or I'm going to have to say no. I remember Soul Plan, Fated Life versus the Destiny Life. Let's read that. Okay. Like, I found one of my dad's charms downstairs and I was like, oh, I want to wear this. And I was like, should I even put that on? Because I don't know. I'm just like in this place where I love my parents. You know, I'm still working with my dad. Like I said, last night I heard Psalm 27, but I don't want to be them, you know. I got to be myself. I have my own kids that I'm working to break curses. And I'm like, should I even put that on? No. I'll have to decide. Okay. There was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of the life you're living right now. When you plotted out these exact moments along the timeline of your life, we live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny, only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you're likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life, to trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and to remember that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision, to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you or choose the one less traveled. Hallelujah. You may be facing a change of career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember that your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. I added the word that, excuse me. When you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Every hero in his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt, and the only way around it is through it. It's all part of the larger plan. Oh, yeah. So remember I was talking about the hero's journey? That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, come on. It's time. Like, this is your moment to be like, I'm going to try. And you're going to have to circle back a lot. You're going to have to circle back a lot because it takes time to break habits, because that's really all it's about. It's about the habits that you have. If the habits that you have, if the things that you participate in do not encourage the life that you say that you want to live, then you will not live it. If the habits that you have and the behaviors that you have encourage and support the life that you're currently living, you will continue to live it. That is it. That is it. And it takes a lot of strength for you to be like, I'm not going to do this anymore. I don't care how much it hurts for me to rip myself away from the drug, the person, the behavior, whatever it is. But if you say you want to change, then those things also have to change, because that's the really important thing that I try to explain to people is like, we're talking about changing our life or creating our life. It really isn't your physical reality that changes first. It's you, because once again, you are the one that changes the physical reality. And you do that through the habits that are created, through the routines that you operate in, through the actions that you take, through the things that you say out loud, through the things that are being said in your mind, the people that you're around. That's the thing. Mr. Reggae Music. That's it. This reggae music. And people want it to be like legit magic, where, and when I say legit magic, I mean like TV magic. I want my life to change. And here comes glitter and stars swirling. And everything's different. No. And I was really disappointed because I was like, I thought it was going to be different. Nah, bro. You have to be different because you're the one that changes it. You're the one that goes and seizes the opportunity that moves you to the next place. Now, don't get me wrong. Synchronicities and miracles happen every day, but they don't just appear for you. You have to move sometimes where it is raining. It's the reggae music. Like if you never show up, like if I never show up on video or I never make videos, I can't expect somebody to be like, hey, I'd really like for you to host this show on my network. Why would they give me a chance? I don't have a show. I don't have a platform. I don't have anything that shows that I know how to do that. So I can't just be sitting in my room going, I wish that people would give me a chance to talk. If I don't take the opportunity to talk where I have the chance already. That's it. And yeah, okay, let's say these cards are not shuffling right. I've been on here a while, 50 minutes. I did talk a lot at first. I really want these comments to be gone. Block user. Oh, I can block them from here. Excellent. Get that shit out of my face. All right. Vertigo, whatever you choose will be correct. Look at that. Look at that. It's your choice and it will be correct for you. But will it feel good? You know, you don't have to change. Nobody's going to make you. And like I said, I can't be like, you can do it. You can do it. I mean, how many? I have my, like I say, I have my own shit I'm working on. So there are a lot of people in my life who have wasted my energy like that, but I let them. So I can't just be like, I'm so mad at you because you wasted my energy. I let them. I gave freely of myself into a situation that was returning nothing. And they weren't even growing. Not that I could see anyway. Okay, so luxurious is the problem of choice. And yet, as you consider all the dizzying array of possibilities, a sensation of tilting, of things being off kilter, paralyses you into inaction, excuse me. What can you do? What should you do? Notice the key. Stand. Okay. Notice the keys. Stand straight and true. Each one opens a door leading to opportunities and lessons. Whatever you do now will be correct, but some lessons may be more enjoyable than others. In Vertigo, there is pictured one key that is very ornate and decorative. You may feel compelled to grasp it and open its door. Surely the prettiest key would open the most auspicious door. Be aware, all is not what it seems, and while you cannot make a wrong decision, do not rush to make the obvious choice. The unexpected door will yield the most gratifying rewards and valuable lessons. Be brave and walk through the door less open. That's the second time that we've got the road less traveled or the door less open. Come on. It's time. It's time. That's the second time that we've got that. And I think I said that too. Come on, man. And also, I feel like something else was coming out there that I mentioned just about like fashionable society and, you know, what people deem successful. Like, if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses and you worried about, you know, how much money you have or how much money you don't have, and I can't do this thing until I do this or until I have this, child, you might as well give it up. You might as well give it up. Because if you're waiting for the perfect time to do something, there's no such thing as that. The perfect time is right when you decide. That's it. That's it. Because if it is what is in alignment, everything else will just kind of fill in. I know I said that before too. The things will fill in. All right. I don't know. I don't even know where them Circle of Life cards are. I started pulling them every day because I don't like the way they're shaped. And let's see, do I have? I'm just trying to get another. I guess I need to get, you know what? I'm going to get those music oracle cards. That's what I want to get. What's my song? Positive. Positive vibration. Yeah. Uh-oh. Financial discipline. Yeah. Whoa, whoa. I love that song. It's so good. You got to have a good vibe. Okay. This card indicates a need for financial discipline. If you wish to build a strong foundation for your future, you are constantly surrounded by opportunities to attract abundance. However, you must follow up with action if you wish to see results. Setting the intention to be financially secure and then taking appropriate steps, such as putting a little money aside each week, is enough to shift your vibration towards the outcome you desire. Perhaps you've been spending money on unnecessary things rather than saving for your dream. Maybe a play now, pay later mentality has left you on living on credit or in debt. Perhaps it seems that money goes out faster than it comes in. Whatever the case may be, you're being encouraged to adopt an attitude of abundance. Seek financial advice, budget, and attend a workshop or read a book about creating wealth. In order to improve your current situation, you are being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythm and cycles of your life. Cycles that are encouraging you to be financially disciplined and strong, since like attracts like in this magnetic vibrational world, and you attract what you are. You need to have a healthy relationship with money to bring it into your life. Abundance is a state of mind, so eliminate any limiting beliefs that are blocking your financial flow. With a positive attitude and discipline, you can create financial security and abundance. Okay. So, circling back to what I was talking about with the money, and even just saying like, people want to do certain things or have certain things, but like, you got to be realistic, you know, and having a negative vibration around money is probably one of the biggest problems that we have. Is like I said, certain things are indicators of success, and other things are deemed less important. So like I had a conversation with somebody. We're talking about doing the Foundations of Abundance seminar again, and he was just talking to me about his program that he has. He's like a financial advisor type fellow, and one thing he was talking about was just like making the right types of investments and just living within your means. There are so many people who live outside of their means, and then they're like, oh my God, I don't know what happened to my money. And like, of course I've been there, but honestly, my situation was a little bit different just because like, I think I never had enough money to start, like whenever I first had children or whatever. And then I was constantly trying to get more money to pay just my bills. And when I got a paycheck or a job that afforded me more money, I had no idea how to save. So I wasn't saving, but it's not like I was just like excessive with like shopping or anything like that. I really can't tell you where the money went to now that I think about it. So like, it's making decisions that are like conscious, and like, it's almost like, we're in a time right now where we do have to be more intentional with our money and our finances. But at the same time, we don't want to forget that money is just energy, and it does flow to you freely. But you also have to believe that. And if you find it hard to believe that, then you won't be able to practice it. And I was telling somebody, I was like, if I could really figure out how to trick myself and others into believing for real that they are excessively wealthy. Like, I'm not talking about, okay, we have enough, we good, sources of my supply, boom, anytime I need money, it comes, because that's really how it works. But I'm talking about if you were able to imagine your bank account has millions of dollars in it, that would be something. So that's what I'm working on over here. A little, I want to say it's like a mind trick, but I mean, that's the key to manifestation, is like putting yourself at the match of this abundant lifestyle and the money that you desire. And when I talk to people and have conversations with them, anytime I mention that, they're like, yeah, man, that's something that I don't know how to do, or whatever. And I think not so much is it like, okay, I believe that my bank account has money in it that doesn't have in it. But I think changing the way that you see money is probably the key. So that's what I'm working on. Just really changing the way that you see money and the way that you feel about money and the way money feels to you is what makes that change. You know, like if you can stop looking at money like the key. Oh my God, it's the key to everything. If I just had money, if I just had enough money, I would like, like, what about being able to achieve or feel good now? Like, what's another way that you can feel wealthy and abundant? You just have to look at other areas of your life in which you have, I want to say, like, you're hoarding. But where do you have a lot? Like, I don't know, I have a lot of hair. I'm abundant. I'm abundant in hair. I'm abundant. No, but a lot of people do. A lot of people are like if you think about like movies where you see people who are like really impoverished, they're like, if I just had $1 million. And the thing is that like, if you get that $1 million right now, before you have decided that, you know, money's not everything, you're either going to fuck it off or you're going to realize, thank you, that money isn't everything. And it's not, you know, like it is good to have money. It is a tool that we use here to live and to, you know, achieve some things and to buy things and to, you know, make certain things happen and to invest and to grow. But it is possible to still live an abundant life or even a life that feels good if you don't have a lot of money. And where we are going, heading into, people gonna have to get that right. Because if you are the type of person that cannot feel good, if you don't have a certain amount of money, then prepare to feel like shit. So it's really important to take money off the pedestal, stop giving so much power to the money, and just see it as the tool that it is. I think that will help. I think that will help. All right, so I'm about to leave. I'm about to go run a couple errands. I'm so proud of myself because I'll be working on my little list, my little checklist. I did that. And now I'm heading out. Boom, boom, kaboom. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. Don't be a self-hater. It is okay to manifest with the eclipse energy. You just have to be really intentional. So like, don't just get out here and be like, I want $1 million, because somebody might die and you're going to get $1 million settlement, but you're going to miss your granny. Okay. That type of thing. So, yeah, man, that's really it. Absolutely. You're welcome, Cassandra. I'm here for you, girl. I'm here for y'all. And like I said, I hope this made sense. I was just kind of, I don't know. I'm sort of, I wouldn't say I'm tired, but I am kind of sleepy today. But I still have stuff to do. So I must be present. This chair be making so much noise. Another thing that my mom was like, I feel like you need this. She doesn't want to throw it away. The lady loves to keep everything, man. We're going to break that curse. And I'm going to take this off. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but we are getting rid of it. I'm not going to keep it. I love it though. Look at it. It's so cute. It's so cute. Love her. Look at this little pocket on the back. Isn't it so cute? I know I can still fit the arms, but it's so short. Like it would definitely have to be like a crop thing, but you cannot zip it like because it's the titties for me. It's the titties for me. Yeah, I could donate it. I don't want to give it to anybody that's close by though, because I'm gonna be like, look at jacket. Yeah. All right. Well, now that y'all went through that with me, now that we went through all of that, I'm gonna go. What would you make it into? If I was gonna take it to the seamstress, what would you do with it? Create a new one, a larger version. You right? Okay. Motherfuckers would be sick of me. I'd be like, you can't tell me shit, cause I got a new pink jacket. Yeah. Okay. See the little hood went into the collar. You could pop it, baby. You talking about some top tier. This was it. All right. I'll see you later. Thanks for being here. And I hope you have an excellent rest of your day. And if you need anything, you know how to find me. All right. Bye-bye.